Hey, this is Cam with Blacktail Studio, and this week I'm doing a holiday gift guide for your woodworking significant other, because if you're like my wife, you probably don't have any idea what is already in their shop, and if you do actually pick out something that they love, they might already have it. So I'm going to have a lot of really great original gift ideas, along with some ideas that you can't have too many of. For instance, like this Shop Fox clamp I have here. I wouldn't mind if I had 100 of these clamps. So there's a few items on here that you can double up without fear of it going to waste, and a few items that you do want to make sure that they don't already have in their shop. In no particular order, I'll start with the Japanese marking knife. And guys love knives, so this is an item I feel like you can't have too many of. And for just over 20 bucks, it is an awesome value. The running dad joke in the woodworking community is how many clamps does a project take? Every one you have plus one. So don't be afraid to buy as many of these Shop Fox deep throat clamps as you can. I really like them, especially compared to those shallow throat ones. A fire extinguisher is kind of like socks or underwear. You don't really want it, but everybody needs it, so don't make it their only present, but it can make a great stocking stuffer. If your woodworker doesn't have good sandpaper storage right now, and they probably don't, they don't know what they're missing. These little art bins are awesome for storing all kinds of sandpaper. Just over 20 bucks. I have 3 of them in different colors to keep all my sandpaper organized. They don't come with labels, you do need to add that, but they are an awesome idea. Every woodworker is going to need a good set of bench chisels and a way to sharpen them. They don't stay sharp forever, pounding them into wood repeatedly. And I often use this Work Sharp sharpener. It's a really quick and easy way, kind of a dummy-proof way to get a really sharp razor's edge. So I'm going to lump these Narex chisels and this Work Sharp in here together. You should be aware though, you don't have to buy both these together. They are a nice package deal, but I just wanted to show you just how sharp that Work Sharp can get these in a couple passes, and that you don't need super expensive chisels to get razor sharp shavings from even end grain, which if you don't know is a lot harder to get these shavings than going with the grain. Epoxy is all the rage in woodworking right now, and it is a really fun project. So if you're a person who's into woodworking and has been wanting to try epoxy, check out a 12-liter kit. Should get them enough for a desk like this or a coffee table. If you want to bump it up and try a dining table like this, I'd get them a 30-liter kit. And if you're also interested, I have videos on how to make these tables, because there's a lot of pressure being said it isn't that cheap. And unless you want a clear table, you're going to need a pigment or dye. I have several $100s of different dyes and pigments that I use pretty regularly, but you don't need all that just to get going. This Epoxy liquid dye kit is a great way to get started. It's about $100, but it'll last you probably 1,000 tables, so that just make sure you get one of those. These Festool vacuum clamps are not a stocking stuffer, just under $1,400. They are a big ticket item, but they are freaking awesome. They are one of my favorite tools in the shop. I use them all the time. I had no idea how much I would love these. They basically clamp onto anything. I think each one can hold 75 pounds at 90 degrees. So again, big ticket item, definitely worth it if you want to spend the money though. This scraper from a company whose name I can't pronounce is also great, and it doesn't cost $1,400. At just under $25, it is a huge value. The carbide blade lasts a long time and it's replaceable. A Gluba is one of those tools that your guy may already have, but if he doesn't, it's not a huge deal if you get him an extra one. You see that I have several of them. They are ingenious little tools. They only cost like $7, so don't be afraid to use these as a stocking stuffer. This oscillating sander is a tool you don't want to double up on, so creatively find a way to ask them if they already have an oscillating spindle sander without being too obvious. But it's a really high value for the money. It's about 250 bucks, gives you a lot of features. Highly recommend it. Woodworkers hate taking breaks. That's why I keep a Hydra Flask at my shop, fill it up in the morning, cold water, guaranteed to be cold by the afternoon. It's not the most woodworking of woodworking gifts, but it is super useful in a shop. A good photographer will tell you to invest in the lenses, not necessarily the camera bodies. And the same goes for routers and router bits. A good spiral router bit will more than double the power of your router when compared to a traditional straight bit. Any serious woodworker is going to need a good moisture meter, and this pinless meter by Wagner is the industry standard. I actually did essentially a whole video on it that I'll include a link to, but it's an investment, but highly recommend it for any serious woodworker. I could probably drone on for 30 minutes on the SawStop. It's my favorite tool in the shop, and it is an incredible investment. So you may think that $3,000 is a ridiculous amount for a Christmas present. It's kind of like the Lexus with a big bow in those commercials, but I'll tell you a secret. The person in that commercial was already getting a Lexus. The person who bought it just saved themselves a Christmas present by buying it for them for Christmas. So you want them to have a SawStop even if you don't know you want them to have a SawStop. It will save the money in medical bills from just a cut, let alone losing a finger or worse. Back to the more reasonably priced presents, this Flexilla Air Hose reel is super useful. The cool thing about the Flexilla is it's a hybrid air hose, so it doesn't get kinked and crack like traditional air hoses. The Sonos is one of those not so woodworking presents. My wife got me mine, and I actually use it every day, whether it's audiobooks, just using the surround sound to the TV, or music. It is a very, very useful shop tool, whether they know it or not. Like most people, I'm an absolute sucker for a better design, and I have to say the Japanese completely outdid the Westerners when it comes to their hand saws. I have this 3-saw kit. You can see there you can use it for a flush cutting action. This larger one also can be flush cut. It has cross kit and rip blades, which you probably don't know what that means, but very useful, pretty inexpensive. I think it's just about $100 for all 3 saws. Any woodworker will love a precision marking tool, and all the stuff at Woodpeckers is really high quality. There's a mini, a 6-inch, and a 12-inch. You can get them one or all 3 of them. Use them all the time around the shop. Very useful, and the mini is absolutely adorable, I'm told by my wife. I wanted to keep this as easy as I could for you, so I provided links to every item listed today in the video description. So you can click right through, purchase any item you saw here. And if you're a woodworker who thinks I may have overlooked a couple really great gift ideas, I would love it if you gave me some more ideas for maybe my next video in the video description. Anyway, thanks so much for watching.